Jay, what's up, buddy? 800-636-1067 if you want to chime in. What's up, pal?
Hey, good morning, fellas. Thanks for taking my call. I don't want to spoil everybody's party. Look, I get it. I'm excited for Jayden. We haven't had a quarterback like that here in a few years since Robert Griffin. And, the hype with Robert Griffin was a lot more explosive than right now because, of what we didn't know. But, we saw what happened to Griffin. So I think that's why people are not jumping out there too far just yet for Jayden. But my concern with everything is the offensive line. I've been seeing a lot of reports about a lot of the linemen, they missing practice. The defensive line is winning a lot of battles. So until we get that offensive line really sold up, just keep the expectations low for Jayden. But I think he's going to have a good year. And EB, just to touch back on your Vegas trip,
Yes,
my
sir.
wife took me to Vegas for my birthday.
Okay.
All we did was spend money, sleep, and walk.
Right.
So you was telling the truth on that, man. So y'all have a good day.
All right.
So do y'all have any updates on Lurch? How's he doing on his vacation?
Have not heard a peep.
Yeah, we haven't heard a peep. We'll
Okay,
update you
that's
next
Lurch
week
for
for
you.
sure when he's back.
He's in
Okay,
Napa
okay,
right
okay.
now with the
Thanks,
rest of the
fellas.
family.
All right,
so
thank you, buddy.
he was going to be doing Pebble Beach. What did he leave Thursday for the weekend? And then I
correct.
believe his family was joining him on Sunday
Yep.
or possibly Monday in
Now,
Napa.
Getting back to
So he's
Jayden,
probably drinking a lot of wine.
I don't think Jaden's going to throw for 4108 like C.J. Stroud did. I think that's a super high bar. But I know he's going to top his rushing number, which was 39 carries for 167 yards.
Yeah, he'll probably top that in 4 games.
So
Easy.
if just say Jayden rushes for, I'm just going to throw a number out there, 550 yards.
I'll take
And
the over.
I think that might be low. Like, he doesn't have to throw for 4,000 yards
Correct.
if he's rushing for 600. Like, he might throw for 35 or 3,600, and then he throws another 600 plus rushing yards on top. Then you have your C.J. Stroud-like year.
My bar.
It's going to look a little different the way he got there if he gets there, but he could do it with the rushing. The rushing could elevate him to that status.
My bar for Jayden Daniels as a rookie, and the name is going to scare you off, but in terms of numbers, now he missed a few games, but I think he's going to put up at least Justin Fields-like numbers. Where Justin Fields, now he only threw for 2,500 yards.
His rookie
No,
year?
last season.
Okay.
Justin Fields last season only played in 13 games, so he missed 4. But he threw for 2,500 yards, and then if you toss in the rushing total, it's a lot more. And I think what Cake says is absolutely right. So he rushed for 657 yards last year.
Right. So all of a sudden you're at 3,100 total yards.
Right. And that was in 13 games.
Right.
So if he had played a full season, he would have probably been about, let's say, 3,200 yards passing and 800 yards rushing.
And you're at 4,000 plus.
I think that's what
point.
Jaden's going to be in. Like, if he's able to stay healthy, play 17 games, I'd probably bet on 800 yards rushing.
Wow.
I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility.
Wow. What about wasn't it Eckler that warned him? That was a story that went viral. It was kind of giving advice to him. Hey,
Slide.
this isn't college.
Right.
Don't take those hits.
Sure.
This is a different level. And Jaden's admitted to himself that he's a competitive guy. He's not going to necessarily be desperate to slide every time.
Yeah, but he's going to outrun a lot of people.
I agree.
He's just going to flat out run by him.
All right, let's go to Mike in Fairfax, 800-636-1067. Are we getting a little carried away with our expectations for Jayden? Because everything you're hearing is literally positive. Like, I honestly haven't heard one negative thing. Like, has he ever thrown an incompletion? Has he thrown an interception in camp yet?
I've seen a tweet that he's thrown an interception here
The
and
buzz
there.
is raging. The buzz is high.
All right, let's go to Mike.
By the way,
Mike, what's up, buddy?
Josh Dobbs ran for 421 yards last year.
Right.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up? Great show as always, guys.
Thanks, sir.
Love listening to you guys every day. So look, I'm with the other two guys that called. I want to see what happens when Jayden gets hit, for the first time. I want to see what he does, his decision making when he's left with the alternative of running and all those receivers are covered. That's really what separates the quarterbacks from not. We went through this with Howell last year. Remember, everyone was excited. This is going to be great. and he ended up being a disaster. I know Jaden's probably a lot better than Hal, obviously, but we're just going to have to wait and see. I want to see how he does in the regular season for sure.
Well, everybody does.
How excited are you right now versus how excited you were for Robert
that's
pre?
That's an awesome question. No, I'm 10 times more excited, and the main reason is because Snyder's gone. Obviously, I love Quinn. I'm just excited because we have a new attitude, and the fact that the story that I think it was Friday when your buddy called in about his son losing the ball, and they actually came out. I'm just thrilled about that. So they're actually they really these guys respect the fans. I think it's going to play off on the players. I think the players are excited. I'm very excited. I just want to see what happens during the regular season.
Yeah. I guess I'm not. I guess I'm technically not as excited as I was. Robert, I declared bus-proof, if you remember. Before he played, I said he's bus-proof. He's got all the physical tools, great person, military background. What's not to love? And that just blew up in my face.
I think the excitement was greater for RG3 because they hadn't had a high pick like that in so long. And they had that high pick. They used it on a quarterback. He had won the Heisman Trophy. I think there's not quite as much excitement now because of scar tissue. They've drafted a couple of first-round quarterbacks, whether it was RG3, Dwayne Haskins, and it just hasn't worked out.
Because I don't think there's any question. His toolbox is bigger than Robert's.
I think it's very
much
similar.
more accomplished passer coming into the league than Robert was.
I think it's very similar.
I can't figure out if
I don't know why you say he's a more accomplished passer when you look at the statistics of RG3 in college are very similar when he won the Heisman.
Well,
it's just
a super simplified route tree.
Yeah.
Now I know that people have said,
I think
kind
that's
of
hindsight.
similar things to what Jayden has had at LSU.
Robert was only reading half the field. They didn't trust his processing.
I understand that. That's like
Look,
looking
here's
back
why
on it,
it's
but
different.
RG3's college statistics passing are
You're
very similar
getting
to
caught up
Jayden
in the
Daniels'
stats.
college
You're getting caught up in the
statistics.
stats.
Yeah.
There's a reason why Cliff Kingsbury hasn't had to develop a brand new offense for Jayden Daniels.
Right.
Because he's primarily a passer now that has great legs that he can fall back on.
Right.
Robert was the complete opposite. He was a runner that could throw the ball some, but it clearly needed to be harnessed
Robert
and or
was a
developed.
sprinter that they turned into a quarterback.
Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury he's not formulating an entirely new hybrid offense.
Robert
for
was a
Jayden Daniels.
legitimate track star that they turned into a quarterback.
what I can't figure out is, and I don't know how to differentiate between these things, is if the hype is real and all of this skill set is on display
I
in
think
camp,
it's real.
or it's just pundits trying to find the next Houston Texans.
Mhm.
Well, if you listen to Zach Ertz, it's not.
I know, and I understand that teammates are going to stand up for their own teammates, and that's a very bold statement that Zach Ertz said. But just the around the league talk about Jayden and about the team,
It's irking you. You
It's
don't
not.
like it.
No, it's not irking me. I can't.
You don't like him getting all these flowers.
Well, I find it weird. I find it weird. JP called him a star yesterday without him taking a snap.
I'm just saying he's the centerpiece of the
He's
team.
the guy.
Yeah, I
that's gonna
know.
be on the
Look,
front of the media guide.
if Dan Quinn is going to remain the head coach 5 years from now, it's because Jayden Daniels was
It's just
successful.
it's
If
unprecedented.
Jayden Daniels is not successful, then Dan Quinn and Adam Peters is probably not going to work out for those guys.
I think the Robert hype was just as high, or it was higher.
Yes.
Actually,
I think so too.
I don't know.
no, it was. The Robert hype was insane.
I don't know. I feel like this is.
think
I
he's
feel
better,
like this is
but
greater.
the hype is not as great.
I feel like this is greater, and I can't figure out if it's real or if it's, like I said,
I think it's real.
trying to find the next Texans.
I think it's real because I think even the media guys around here have all been burned. Even the media guys don't even want to go out on a limb.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I
too
mean?
much scar tissue.
Way too much. All right, let's go to Gus in Arlington. Gus, what's up, buddy? You're on with the Junks.
Hey guys, I understand. We don't want to hold Daniels to the expectations of a C.J. Stroud because that was a record year. But I do want to hold him to something. How about that 3-game stretch that Hal did last year, when Hal had 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, averaged 300 yards, was just swinging it. I mean, I think Daniels has to at least perform at that level this year as a rookie.
I think he's capable of it. I think you're going to see some of that.
It's just it's hard to look at those numbers from the Bieniemy year and really ferret anything out of them. Like, it was such a weird outlier, so pass heavy type of approach. I don't think you're going to see anything close to that
He sucked.
for Jayden Daniels.
I hate the enemy. Freaking hate that dude. What a disastrous hire that was.
Or is it USC now?
No, UCLA.
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 Let's go to Anthony. DC.
With that
Anthony.
wordsmith to Sean Foster. That should be fun.
Yes, sir. How you doing, man?
Hey, buddy. How
What's
are you?
up, Anthony?
I'm good. Long-time listener, like
Thanks, man.
time caller, I guess. But yeah, so my expectation for Jayden is, he's a rookie.
Right.
Maybe 17 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
Oh,
Cliff Kingsbury is going to put him in position to succeed as a rookie.
Right.
So they're going to pound the rock, bootlegs, play action, short passes, then occasional deep shot until he gets acclimated. And people keep bringing up RG3. RG3 wasn't a passer. He was just an athlete playing quarterback.
Yeah, I told you he
Jayden
was a
is willing
sprinter.
to listen.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. RG3 never tried to listen. He just thought he was better than what he was.
Yeah.
Jayden is actually listening. So
Jaden's been
he's gonna be good.
groomed. Jaden's had like his own quarterback coach since he was like 10 or 11.
There you go. He's a better quarter. He's a fast runner, but he's an actual better quarterback than RG3 ever was.
Yes,
So
I agree.
He'll be all right. 17 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, something like that.
17 is
you need
modest
to
in
up that
today's
touchdown
NFL.
number, my friend.
That's just a little too modest for me for 2024.
If he had 17 and 8,
He better have 12 rushing touchdowns. Then.
Just to bring him up slowly. And I think Cliff is not a head coach, but he's a great OC. We'll see.
Yeah, we're focusing on
All
CJ
right,
Stroud,
thank you,
and
thank you,
it's a
Anthony.
very small sample size. But last year, in 4 games, this is what Anthony Richardson did for the Colts.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I want to hear this.
4 games.
Yeah.
And he was hurt twice, I think, in those 4 games. The second time
And
out
by
for
the
the
way,
season.
he's built like a brick S-house.
He's like
too.
6'5", 240. He's
yeah.
a monster.
Yeah.
All right, he completed.
Amazing.
Again, small sample size, especially with the passes. He only threw the ball 84 times. 60% completion percentage, 3 touchdown passes, 1 interception, quarterback rating 87. Not great.
The rushing.
But he had 4 rushing touchdowns and
Yeah.
136 yards in those 4 games.
Right.
So that gave him 7 total touchdowns.
7 total touchdowns
and
in
4.
4 games
Look,
played.
if Jayden Daniels passing touchdowns don't start with this number at the end of the season,
2.
it's dud. It's dud rookie season, in my opinion.
I tend to
If
agree.
he,
But I
has
think he will.
if he has 19 touchdowns,
No.
sorry, that's not good enough.
He's a pure passer.
He's
gonna-
the number 2 overall pick in the draft.
He's-
His touchdown total, now as long as he plays 15-plus games, it better start with a 2.
I think it will.
Better start with a 2. It'd be nice if it ended with like a 5.
But
Or
look,
a
there's no
6.
guarantee. Bryce Young had a dud rookie season.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
He was
count him
awful.
out, but most people said Bryce Young was a
Dude,
can't
Trevor,
miss.
Trevor
Ev-
Lawrence had a dud rookie
Everything
season.
about Bryce Young was, now besides his size, his size was a question mark. Being 5'10", 5'11", whatever the heck he was measured at. Everything was, he's an unbelievable passer.
Was
His
an unbelievable
character's
kid.
great.
Yeah.
And then he, what did he finish with? Like 10
Problem is,
touchdowns,
he
10
can't
picks?
see over his offensive lineman, and the pressure on him was causing him to just throw the ball all over the field. Just
Yeah.
wayward passes left and right. Now, they've done
I'm
a lot
rooting
to help him.
I'm rooting for him.
I'm rooting for him, too. They've done a lot to help him. They bring in Dave Canales, who actually knows what he's doing, calling offense.
Right.
They beefed up the offensive line. They drafted a running back high, and they brought in Deontay Johnson. So there should be some pieces there for him to work with in year 2.